Garry here. You never know what I'm up to, eh? I'm here in our outdoor kitchen today, adding electricity to this building. Yes, indeed. If you can look over my shoulder here and down in the corner, you can see my drill and a hole that I just finished drilling out through the wall and into the concrete behind the outdoor kitchen. I'm running electricity, as I said, to the outdoor kitchen today, and you are welcome to join me. If you look closely, folks, you'll see the hole that I drilled, and this wire here, this yellow wire, this is a 12-2 wire. It's heavy gauge, and I'm running it through the wall here, out into the walkway around the outdoor kitchen, and I'm going to feed this wire into our garage and hook it up to the main panel in the garage. So hopefully we can run some lights and some switches and some plug-ins out here in the outdoor kitchen. If you look closely, you can see where I fished the 12-2 wire out through and between the two patio stones. I'm going to fish that wire now along the patio stones right to the edge, and then down along the edge here, across the asphalt, and into the back of the shed. Now you can see where the heavy gauge wire that brings electricity from the main panel of our house into the garage. We have a 60 amp service panel inside the garage. I'm going to be hooking up, as I said, the outdoor kitchen to this, and I'm going to feed it in through the same place in this video, and you can watch using various little devices and tools there. I use this shovel to prise apart the stones, and then I use these few gadgets that I got here to fish the wire out of the crack between the two stones, and I have it up there now, so it's not going to go back. It's just a matter now of pulling it out. There you go, look at that. It's a matter now of pulling it out through and fishing it along its path into the garage. Okay, so this is the wire that I'm fishing out through the side of the outdoor kitchen. I still got quite a lot here inside the outdoor kitchen. I won't need a lot in here. I'm going to put a junction box right there on the wall, which is just going to be about, I suppose 3 or 4 feet up from the floor there. And it's going to be right here attached to this 2x4 right here. So I'm only going to need about 4 or 5 feet in here. So I'm going to fish more of this wire out through the side of the wall. Okay, so I've got most of the wire fished out through now. So I've got about, maybe 5 or 6 feet of it here. I have plenty here now. I'm going to tie a knot in this down toward the bottom, just in case. In order to run the wire from the outdoor kitchen into the garage, I had to remove this sheet of plywood right here. So I'm doing that right now. I'm just removing these little ups and screws here. Okay, all of the screws are removed from this sheet of plywood right here. And the next step now is to turn off the power to this plug-in right here, to this outlet. And for that, I need to go over here to my sub panel, located very close by. I'm going to use my grinder to just make sure that I have the power turned off to the outlet. So let's have a look. Plugs bench, that might be the one. So let's turn that one off. Okay, it says here it's number 5. So let's do that, and let's see if my grinder works. My grinder still works. Okay, heat pump, outdoor plugs bench here, number 4. So let's try that one also. And let's see if that's the one. Aha! So that's the one, folks. So now I have the electricity turned off from the breaker for this plug-in, so I can safely work here, remove the outlet, and then take off this sheet of plywood. Okay, the sheet is ready to come off here now, folks. So I'm just going to remove it. Okay, that here just to get in at the wall there, just to see. Okay, did a good job with this some years ago. Okay, it's well insulated and done with a vapor barrier, and then with 1.5 inch plywood before the prices went up. Hey, so did a good job, like I said. Now I need to cut a hole in this vapor barrier to get inside there, and I'll just use some duct tape when I'm done to seal it back up. But I need to run my wire in through and up through the wall plate there and out through the stud to get it over to that plug-in. folks, if you look closely, you can see where I've drilled a hole now out through the garage, outside there. I was able to fish the wire in through, and I'm going to keep pulling in now because I got quite a bit of it out there. And I'm going to be going back and forth just to make sure there's no kinks in the wire, and just try to get most of the wire inside here in the garage. And when I get it all in, I'll have to cut it off just to the length that I need to go from that hole down there across those couple of studs up to that outlet. Most of the heavy duty 12 gauge wire now fished into the garage, and I got to make sure that I don't poke in too much more. I've got to make sure that now I can fish the wire back inside this crack here between the two patio stones, then along the edge of the patio stone, and then along the asphalt. To fish and secure the wire between the seam or the crack between the two patio stones, I'm just going to use this wooden painter stick right here and my hammer, and I'm going to just gently tap the stick just to poke the wire down inside that crack. As you can see, folks, it's gone down underneath the stone quite a bit. Now along the edge here, just going to try to poke it in underneath the lip here. And that is the main heavy duty tech cable that brings power from my main house, from the electrical panel in my house, to the garage. So I'm going to try and tuck that yellow one down underneath that one. And for headed safety, I'm going to zip tie the yellow wire that I just fished into the garage onto this tech cable. I think it'll be an extra safety precaution if I joined the two of them together, or kept the two of them together using these black zip ties that I have here. I've got a total of 6 zip ties now. I put on the wire and the tech cable, and I'm going to cut off these ends, okay, using my wire cutters here. Snip them off like that. Here you go. I'll finish doing that. When I come back, I'll have a little ditch. I'll have a little ditch or trench cut in along here with to get the tech cable put back in its place underneath the asphalt, and then I'll be filling this little ditch, this little trench up with some dirt and stuff, and I'll be tapping that down with my foot, and then that wire will be safely here underneath this ground. The wire is secure underneath these patio stones along the edge of the asphalt there, and it's all fished inside the outdoor kitchen, from the outdoor kitchen into the garage. So the next step now is to hook it up to that outlet in our garage. So there is a white wire and a black wire currently on the outlet going down the other end of the garage toward another outlet. So I have a silver screw here for another white wire, and a black copper screw over on this side for a black wire. Now I've removed the power coming from my panel, and that's those two wires that you see right there, this one and this one. Okay, I have my 2 wires from my yellow heavy duty wire coming in from the outside. Now, in order to connect this to the outlet, I have to make these 2 pigtails or ponytails, whatever you want to call them. I've got 2 made here. They are going to be attached to the appropriate screw on the outlet, the white on the silver and the black on the copper or the brass, and that'll be done. And then they'll all be put together in these morettes that I have here, and I'll show you that when I get to that stage. I'm just getting ready here now to screw one of these morettes onto those 3 white wires that I have twisted together there, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the 3 black wires. Okay, so I've got the moret put on the 3 white wires. I have the 3 black ones twisted together as well. I'm just going to screw the moret on there as well now, and screw it till it screws really tight that you can't tighten it anymore, folks. That's a good indicator that it's tight enough. Here we go. And the only thing left now, one more step, is I'm going to take a bit of my electrical tape here, and I'm going to wrap a little bit of electrical tape around the edge of these blue morettes and finish the job. Okay, so here's the final step, putting the black electrical tape on this blue moret. Okay, folks, with that final step, putting the black electrical tape on that blue moret, I was able to shove or push the reciprocal back in its place inside the reciprocal box. and I've got my the cord from my grinder plugged in here, folks. We're going to do a test in a second, but I'm pretty confident in my electrical ability and that I've done this job correctly. So much so that I put the insulation back and I've stapled it and I've put on a little bit of duct tape to seal up the plastic vapor barrier. So let's give it a little test. Let's give it a little test to see if my grinder is going to work. Okay, here we go. Test. Okay, so the grinder did work. If I had done my electrical incorrectly, I probably would have got the breaker tripping inside the panel box there. I might have got a few sparks from the reciprocal box, that kind of stuff. But I didn't get any of that. My electrical is fine, so I can really go ahead and put the sheets of 1/2 inch plywood back on this wall. But I'm not. I'm going to hold off on that just in case. Just in case. And actually, I'm going to end part 1 now of this video, and I'm going to get all this edited and prepared to post to the YouTube channel, and then tomorrow hopefully we'll finish this job. There's no more electrical required here in the garage. The rest of the electrical is required outside and inside the outdoor kitchen. So that's the job for tomorrow, and that will be part 2 of this video, giving electricity or hooking up electricity to our outdoor kitchen. So we'll see you in part 2, folks.